You just got your asses whipped by a bunch of nerds. Nerds!
Welcome back to Nerds Podcast. I'm Puba alongside Pete, and we're finally here. Daredevil, Born Again, Season 2, Episode 1, The Northern Star. Next week, we're getting 2 episodes going weekly after that, followed by Punisher's season premiere on Disney+, One Last Kill, coming on May 12th. The Northern Star label, of course, named after the boat where we start. Pete, last season was crazy, opening up with Bullseye and the death of Foggy. Did this season start off correctly for you?
Absolutely. We complained a lot about not enough Daredevil. It was more the Matt Murdock show, Matt Murdock Born Again. And this time they I mean, even though last year, like you said, they had last season they started off with a bang with Bullseye and Daredevil going at it. So but we got the same type of start this year, and he was going in, flinging the Billy Club around, which we didn't see too much about. We saw him swinging on it for like the first time. I think they weren't doing that on Netflix. So we saw him use that to swing to get around last season, and they showed him using it a lot more as a weapon in this opening scene on the boat.
Man, and what a twist at the end, but we're definitely going to get to that. Again, Fisk weaving his campaign through the BB report, but there was a hidden F Fisk in the background that they show later with the satire Fisk. But I did love the boat scene where they showed Daredevil's silhouette in the background, and then it kind of got hidden as well. The lighting was great, Pete. But let's talk about the new suit, Pete. It looked like you sprayed a little black on it. That's what it is for the most part to me. But the costume, the DD in the front for the first time in the MCU. What did you think of the suit?
Nah, it's dope. I'll be honest. I don't know what the history is behind him going from. I know the original one was the red and yellow one, and then he went to all red. I'm not familiar with the backstory on the black suit.
Yeah, it's a 2010 run in the comic books for Marvel, and again, that's what it is. They're trying to do that run with a little bit of the costume here. I thought it looked great as well. The DD in red looked fantastic. But I did think it was sloppy of him to kind of show himself on camera the way he did. I wasn't a big fan of that, but I'm guessing he's just sending he's sending a message, Pete. That's what I think he's trying to do. But I got to ask you a question. Whose boat fight was better? Captain America and Winter Soldier or the Daredevil scene?
That's tough. That's a tough one. You know why I'm partial to Cap in the MCU? I just think all his movies were perfect. Like, you know, Thor, he has some misses there in his film history in the MCU. Iron Man 3 wasn't that great. Iron Man 2 was average. So the one who has the best movies for me is Cap, and just the way he played the role in Endgame and Infinity War. Yeah, it's tough to beat Cap. Look, one of my favorite movies besides the Avengers ones is Winter Soldier. So he's just, to me, he was the like perfect. And I know Robert Downey Jr. was perfectly cast. I get that as Tony Stark, but I don't. It's tough to beat Captain America for me. So
yeah, no, listen, that's why I had to pose the question, because it reminded me of that particular scene as well. But man, the breaking of the arm when he was on the boat, phenomenal as well. They shoot when they shoot, there was some plywood, of course, that created the hole, which of course we saw the heavy artillery that was in there, what they were trying to smuggle. But Pete, why do you think he put a watch inside one of those cases?
To hear it.
Oh, for a later time, to track it at a later time. You know what? Didn't even think of that.
That's the first thing. And usually you catch these things. But yeah, I thought that immediately. I was like, oh, he put that so he can find it.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess those things are all, like, the cases are waterproof in a sense. So
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
It's not going to affect it. So
sure
we'll see this come later down the road. Okay, I'll take it. Again, I want to reiterate, on the opening credit scene, you'll see the badge that says 1964. That's actually a shout out to when Daredevil actually came out in the comic books back in 1964. That's on the badge. And Pete, this isn't Scream, but we get Matthew Lillard into this. And man, he did remind me how good of an actor he really is as Mr. Charles. But he's definitely connected to DeFontaine, Pete. What do you think why do you think Val is protecting Fisk?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not too sure on that one because they didn't really announce like who he is. They just said he's Mr. Charles, and then later on, when him and Fisk and Vanessa are having dinner, I thought they he said I didn't appreciate the grandstanding, even though they found him amusing. They were laughing at him when he was in the office, but I didn't really get his character yet. I'm sure it'll come out later, but I didn't get it.
Okay. All right. I'm curious to see how that goes out. I know the New Avenger. We haven't seen her since New Avengers. And I know that they're in New York City. So I'm just trying to figure out how all that comes together. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait to find out. And I'm okay with that as well. I was focusing on his ring. They showed his ring a lot. They showed his ring when he was drinking the whiskey before they called him in DC. They showed his ring when he was talking to Fisk and Vanessa. And I don't know. And they kind of on purpose kind of zoom it out. I'm wondering if it's a Hydra ring or something of the nature. I just don't know where it stands right now. But they did show the ring a couple of times, and I know it's going to rear its ugly head. Karen also said that she got a lead on the boat, the Manifest, and she said the person's name was Jess. It has to be Jessica Jones, right?
I'm thinking, yeah, that's who she's going to, right? So remember, she's a private investigator. She's gonna be able to find these things. Remember, I remember when we first saw the series was first on. She's on a fire escape taking pictures of it was Luke Cage, right? Because he was cheating.
On the fire escape for a minute, yeah,
in the cold. So yeah, she obviously that's her thing. She's a private investigator. She's able to do these things, get the cyber information. So that's got to be a nod to her.
I think so too. We get Jack Duquesne back, of course, my favorite guy, the swordsman, but he's getting questioned by Heather, which I can't stand, and she's seeing Muse. I know I said it last season as well. Can't stand her. And yeah, she's seeing Muse. Great to see Muse again. I know it's I know it's kind of like with Mr. Purple when Jessica was kind of seeing him, but kind of same thing for her as well. But I love seeing Muse. I hope she gets the horrible ending that's in the comic books. I'll leave it at that. I just hope that happens. The AVTF, we got to talk about this, Pete. How crazy was Powell when he punched that Greek owner of the restaurant? What did you think?
Listen, I'm going to just say this. This is art imitating life right now. Very similar. And but it just shows the magnitude of the power that Fisk has right now, being that he's the mayor of New York City, and people are liking what he's doing. And you see the BB clips that people are giving him props and liking when they saw the ship behind them, and he was like, he's gonna clean that up right away. He says, I'm not worried about it. He goes, look, there's 3 diapers right there. I can see 3 diapers right there in the water, but he's gonna clean that up. So there are fans of him. So even though he's taking a strong he has a strong arm approach, it seems like he has won over some people.
I think those people are just paid actors, bro. I think it's all a facade, and I think that guy was way too happy when he was getting interviewed. Way too happy. But of course, like I said earlier, we have a satire Fisk kind of exposing who Fisk really is. I'm guessing that's BB somewhere down the road. And I know she's still working Daniel as well as part of her reporting. She even cleaned his apartment. But the scene with Mr. Charles, Vanessa, bro, when he said, when Fisk said, I have my people going in there, I trust them. And he said, then you have no problem killing them. Like that took me a seat back. And because Fisk wasn't, he said, I'll just get some doc people to clean that up and I'll get rid of it. Like nothing. That's again, I hope Fisk understands what he's getting into. And for the first time ever, I've ever seen Fisk getting in over his head. Did you get the same feeling as well?
No, I know Matthew Lillard from, everybody knows him from Scream. He was Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies.
Yes.
He's been around for a minute. And I was really focused on his character because I'm like, who is this guy? Like, what is this? What's his role in this season? You know what I mean? He had 2 scenes, and I was just whenever it was him, I want to know what because look, he barged into Kingpin's office or Fisk's office, and he's sitting down with them. So it's like this guy holds some weight. I want to know who the hell he is already, but.
Yeah, no, it's again just great acting. The way he was commanding a room, loved Mr. Charles.
And it's funny. One side note, it's funny that you say that about Matthew Lillard. I don't know if you were aware of the comments from Quentin Tarantino about him.
No,
so he went and he said not word for word. I'm not quoting him, but pretty much along the lines of one of the worst actors in Hollywood.
I didn't see it, unfortunately, on this one.
This was a couple of months ago, and he said the same thing about Paul Dano, who played the Riddler in the Batman. And Paul Dano has been in, I believe I forgot the name of the movie, where Hugh Jackman's kids were kidnapped. He was in that. He was in 12 Years a Slave, I believe. He's an actor. He's a legitimate actor, and Quentin Tarantino tore into both of them. But yeah, I just want that Matthew Lillard was in the news before this because of that. So hearing you praise him is good, being that Quentin Tarantino for no apparent reason just went off.
Probably more of a personal thing. Maybe.
But yeah.
I did like the fact that Stick from the original Netflix got a kind of a quick shout out when he was talking about his psychotic trainer. I did like that as well. But then let's get to the ending, Pete. Let's talk about it. Cherry's house. Pete, walk me what you thought as soon as you saw that, because I thought we were okay. I mean, Cherry, says he's not opening the door without a warrant. He puts his hand on his head knowing he's going to get arrested, but they clock him. That's the first thing they do. So walk me what you thought.
Well, they're onto something. And, this comes to the two, the ship's captain and the guy, his partner there on the boat that was kind of sunk in the first scene.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for them because they kind of abandoned the ship, and of course there's Kingpin's weapons on there, so Kingpin instructed them find them, whatever, of course, by any means necessary, find them. And Cherry, they had already found one and killed the captain, so they were looking for the other guy. Cherry, I think they're kind of led them to Cherry, their pursuit of this other guy, and they were just questioning him, and of course, Daredevil comes and saves them somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat. I did love the parallels again. First season, first episode, second season, first episode with the heartbeats, and going back to when he was listening to Foggy's heartbeat, and he kind of messed up on a couple of times when he was fighting Bullseye. But the roles are reversed here, Pete. Instead of fighting Bullseye with the heartbeat in the background, we have Bullseye kind of saving his identity. We have Bullseye with the ill sniper shots coming through the windows. And then he gets a surprise. And you're welcome on a knife with the Bullseye logo. Pete, were you shocked on this?
Yes, because of course, look, they rocked Matt with I think his own. He got rocked somehow.
Yeah,
and he fell down. He was dizzy. They're holding him down. They took off his mask, and I'm like, okay. Of course, I didn't think they were going to shoot him. They had a gun to his head, and I'm thinking Jessica Jones is coming through to save him.
Yes,
that's what I thought.
Exact same thing.
And I thought, but then I completely got thrown off because
I originally thought it was Punisher. I thought it was Punisher at first with a sniper rifle. That's what I thought.
I didn't even think of him. Because I know he's not in it, so I just said, okay, who's this? And then listen, the sniper shots were on point, of course, because it's Bullseye. But the knife coming through and ricocheting off the walls and then sticking
right in front of his face.
Perfect.
But Pete, why do you think Bullseye would have saved Daredevil? Like, what's the reasoning behind it? What do you? Again, I'm asking you to take a shot in the dark here.
I don't know. I think maybe going back to that last episode where he took the bullet for Fisk. Maybe he sees, and then um, he's kind of in cahoots with Vanessa because she was the one who hired him. So there's a lot going on there. As far as why, I don't know, but that may have something to do with it. The fact that he's obviously against Fisk. So
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
Okay. Can you see Bullseye joining forces with Karen, Jessica Jones, and Dee?
Well, isn't he part of the Thunderbolts in the comics?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think he did a stint.
So he may be one of those anti-heroes. So I guess we'll find out.
Okay. Listen, get in the conversation. Write some comments here, guys. And if you did like this show, make sure you like it. Get the bell so you get all the next episodes that are coming up, and don't forget to subscribe.
The worst episode ever.